Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to learn how to draw a floor plan like this using InDesign. So to start with, I've already created the doc. I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to create a doc by now. Make sure that your document is landscape, so it's this orientation, and A4 is fine for this activity. Okay, so mostly we are going to be using the line tool to create this floor plan. But what's important is that we're thinking about the thickness of the line. So now I'll hand out a sheet in class which will tell you what thickness the lines need to be at what scale. We're going to do this drawing. Let's put a little reminder down here. Scale 1 to 100. So it's always important that we have something that tells us what scale our drawing is. Okay, so for 1 to 100, your line needs to be 3 millimeters. You can simply type that up there in that spot here, press enter, and it will automatically be 3 millimeters. But it's made my text box 3 millimeters. I don't want that. So click back on my line tool, 3 millimeters, cool. Now we should be ready to go. Okay, so we're gonna make this sort of a shape, and it's gonna be 10 by 10, and there's 3, 3, and then whatever's left. So now the great thing about the line tool is that I can make myself a line, and I can actually just go up here, type in how big I want it to be. So we're going 100 millimeters, so 10 centimeters, 100 millimeters, and it just automatically makes it that length, right? Just as a reminder, because we want all our lines to be straight, press Shift, and then drag the line out. Cool, that happened to be exactly 100 millimeters, great. Now I'm going to do the same thing here, new line, it's a little bit under 100 millimeters, fantastic, and that's lined up. It should automatically line up, and that's why we're using InDesign, is because the lines line up like that automatically. And I'm going to press Option, which allows me to drag out a second one, and I'm going to press Option again. Looks like, did I actually get that at the right spot? Ooh, I didn't. Okay, yeah, cool. So see how that wasn't actually at the right spot. We want the lines to always be at the edge of every other line, not in the middle, or not. So what I mean is not there, that's 10, but there. Okay, so there, great. Now, we actually want this to have another section coming out here. So we're going to shrink this to 30 millimeters. Sorry, design. Great, and Option, drag out a second one. Excellent. I'm going to do 2 more. And again, I'm holding Shift when I spin it to make it spin perfectly. I'm just checking that I've got that in the right spot. Yes, awesome. And then I'm going to Option, drag this one out, and this just has to be however big it needs to be, which is going to be 45, roughly. Great. So now we've got our basic shape for the building. Next, we're going to do a window. So, to do a window, we are let's make it that big. And we want the height to be 3 millimeters because our line is 3 millimeters. But something like, I don't know why it doesn't like that. Let's try this. And you can come back and change that height to 3 millimeters. Let's actually give it a set size as well. Let's say 20 millimeters. Yeah, there you go, 20 millimeters by 30 millimeters. Okay. Now before I move that, we need to give it an outline, 0.5, and I'm going to make it so that it's paper background. So I'm going up here, paper background, which means when I put it on my line, it looks like it's clear. Great. Now for the next one, zoom in a little bit, because we're going to add the lines in the middle of the window. So I go into my line tool, I'm happy with 0.5, shift, and just drag across 2 big lines. Don't know why it's doing that, it's freaking out. Alright, that's alright. Cool. Now this is a little bit not perfectly symmetrical. Ah, that looks better. By the way, so what I just did then is I didn't drag it, I just used my arrow keys. You can use the up and down arrows to just move it one place, which is a very useful thing. Alright, then I want you to select it all. So click, hold, drag, and press Command G. That's going to group it all, and then you can move the whole thing at once. So we're going to then move this, and then see how when I drag it here, that little green line in the middle comes up? That's when I'm in the middle of that line, which is exactly what I want. Fantastic. And then I'm going to press Option so I can drag out a second one, and twist it. I want it to be in the middle of this line as well. There's that green line. Perfect. All right, now let's do our door. Now the door's a little bit trickier. We need a shape again, and we're going to use a circle shape and turn it into a quarter circle. Now your door should be, let me get this up actually. So here we have it. Door is normally 20 millimeters big in a floor plan drawing. So we're going to try and do a door. Now, basically what we're going to do is chop our circle into quarters so it's that little like wedge shape. Because we need to be 20, we're going to make the whole circle 40. So when we chop it in half, it equals 20. Now, best way to do that, click, 40, 40, 0.5, so I can see it. There we go. Now here's the tricky part. If there's an easier way that you can work out to do this, great, but I haven't. This is the quickest way I've found to do this. So you want to be in the white mouse. Let's zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to drag these things in. First, I'm going to flatten them. So I click on this little blue thing with the circle, and I hold Shift, always hold Shift here, and drag it in like that. Hold Shift, drag it in like that. You don't want it to go too far, it should look like that. Likewise, here, hold Shift, drag it into the center, drag it in to the center. I'm holding Shift for all of this. Drag it in to the center. Cool. Don't know if I need any others. Anyway, now I'm going to drag this part. Oh, so if it's done that, we don't want to do that. Command Z, shouldn't do that. shouldn't do that. So hold shift. That's what we want to do. Yes. And then likewise, same with this one. Hold shift, drag it down. Ah, we needed to do that one as well. So hold shift. If it does that, just kind of bring it back. Yeah, let me just do that again so you can see what happens, because this might happen to you. You accidentally goes like that, or it goes like that. Ruined it. No, you haven't. Just come back and do that. Cool. Then you got yourself a door. Great. Now I can bring my door in and plop it there. And I'm also going to borrow this option to drag out another one. So it looks a bit better if we have that little white rectangle. But here we don't need these lines. I'm just going to click on this. I don't need the lines in the middle. So I'm going to ungroup it. Can't remember how to do that with the things. So I'm just going to go ungroup. Delete, delete. Nice. Now put it all back. And you see it's like a tiny bit too big. Oh, that's fine. And I'm also, you can also see that something's coming out too far. That's the door. Let's bring that in then. Alright, so what I just did then is the door is on top of my window, which is why I can see that line. So I just sent it to the back, which you can do by doing this, arrange, send to back, and it just goes behind your window. Perfect. Lastly, I'm just going to add a little thickness to this door here. A little bit too much thickness. That's ridiculous. Let's go down to 1 point. Yeah, that's better. Maybe a little bit bigger. What's 2.5? That's nice. Great, there you go. You got your first floor plan, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you should end up with. Just with that door thickness, I was looking it up this morning and I noticed there's quite a few drawings where they'll do that. Where's an example? Well, here they actually have it as like almost 2 lines. But yeah, you can see what I mean about that, having that just being a little bit thicker. Is there another example? I mean, this is a rough drawing, but again, you can see it there. And it seems to be a little bit of a convention from what I've researched. Here we go again. Yeah, you can see that that's just that little bit thicker where the door is. Okay, great. So once you've got that, you are done.